Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this very special goal mapping webinar, particularly focused for those people who are interested in teaching this amazingly simple system for success. I'm Brian Mayne. I know that many of you viewing will already know me and will have attended workshops or have read my material. Or it may be that you're viewing goal mapping for the very first time and that you're new to the whole technique. I have a presentation prepared, so I'll switch off the camera so that you can concentrate onto the screen. Goal mapping is such an amazingly simple system for success. It has been around for more than 20 years now and works so amazingly well. I have presented goal mapping in more than 30 countries, particularly around Europe, and more than 4 million people have received the information on goal mapping and created goal maps to improve their situation in different ways. We have so many people using the system. It's a very simple system, and if you're new to it, the essence of the system is really the combination of words and pictures. It is this unique balance of words to activate a person's left brain and imagery to activate their right brain that makes goal mapping work. And the reason it has traveled around the world to so many people is because it works so amazingly well. I started teaching it in businesses. My very first presentation was in 1995, and I was due to run just a few goal mapping workshops for an organization called Mercury Communications. But the program became so incredibly popular that thousands of people from Mercury Communications went through the program, creating goal maps to advance their career and improve their life. And of course, many of them achieved their goals and then contacted me to run more presentations in other organizations where they had either been recruited to or promoted to. And so now a whole range of organizations, communications companies such as British Telecom and 3Mobile, as well as high-tech companies like Microsoft. We have banks such as Barclays and Piraeus, and we have entertainment companies like Disney and retailers such as John Lewis. And with all of these different organizations, they use goal mapping to help their employees to be at their best, because regardless of the focus of your work in an organization, when you are being your best, it's helping you to do your best work and to achieve your best results. Goal mapping achieves that not only in the powerful technique that it provides, but also in the way that it teaches the science of positive thinking in a really simple and easy to understand way. With all of this activity, world-leading coaching schools such as the British Coaching Academy have also adopted goal mapping, and other schools throughout Europe and into Scandinavia, and now further afield into other continents. One of the things I am most pleased about is the number of children receiving goal mapping. More than 1 million children have created goal maps, all the way from primary school through to university, in more than 12 different countries now. Here we have a group of Swedish children creating goal maps, and we have goal mapping running in many countries throughout Europe and also further afield in Australia, and here a group of children in Africa going through their goal maps. And there are numerous goal mapping sessions running in different continents, helping children to increase their grades and their passes, and very importantly, to aim for a brighter future. Sports people using goal mapping. This is Katalin Konya, the current world champion female kickboxer, 3 years in a row now. And Katalin's so impressed with goal mapping and how it helped to program her subconscious to give her the edge and win the world championships, that she's become one of the certified trainers of the system, living in the north of Denmark and helping young unemployed people to find work with goal mapping. It is such a versatile system. We have many people using goal mapping, helping unemployed in England, in Denmark, in Norway, in the Faroe Islands, and also in Finland. And the list just keeps on growing. And the application for goal mapping is so great because it is such a universal system for success. It is simple, yet incredibly powerful. Increasingly, goal mapping is finding its way into the news. Here on the TV in Helsinki, being interviewed when I was presenting goal mapping at a conference in 2017. And then last year, a whole range of different newspapers covering the technique of goal mapping, and not just my presentations, but presentations from other practitioners. Here, a newspaper piece on Emily in Italy presenting goal mapping to Italian children and helping them. CNN published this article about goal mapping to advance your career. And in addition to the large organizations, the increasing number of schools, coaching groups, sports people, diet organizations, fitness instructors, we also have world leading experts such as Anthony Robbins here, who said that I'm one of the best people for helping people to create a sustainable blueprint for their success. And I have presented for Tony Robbins's elite platinum partners many times in various countries around the year, helping them to map out their life and achieve their goals. My big goal mapping dream is to help 7 million people around the world. The goal mapping system has helped me so much to achieve the things in my life and to change my life from the really difficult situation I was in 25 years ago, and to create a life for myself traveling around the world, teaching this technique to others. It is such an amazing feeling to help somebody else achieve their goals and to improve their life in some way. And when I was helped to improve my life by learning the techniques of goal setting and the science of positive thinking, I decided to make it my mission to help as many others as I possibly could. And so here is my goal map for helping to live 7 million lives. I ran the very first trainer program in 1999 because I needed more people to help me teach goal mapping in the corporate world, where I was receiving more and more requests. And very quickly, there were more people that want to teach it to public groups and indeed to education. And so the practitioner program that I've created helps people to deliver goal mapping in all three of these areas, whether your desire is to work with businesses or public groups or education or sport or well-being. The practitioner program will support you in achieving that. There are now 1,283 people around the world certified to teach the goal mapping program. We have both a one-to-one version, which is the goal mapping coach, and this can be achieved online and distance learning. You receive a pack of materials in the post, the goal mapping book, my best-selling storybook, Sam the Magic Genie, workbooks, manuals, support materials, and of course resources to help you market yourself as a goal mapping coach. You also do some one-to-one work with me, face-to-face if you're near enough to do it, and if not, for convenience, through Skype or one of the other online formats. We have a fantastic online coach program where you watch video, you answer questions, and with my guidance, you create your own goal map for the difference that you want to make in the world with goal mapping. And in a really short space of time, if you wish to, you can be up and running as a goal mapping coach, helping people on a one-to-one basis. And we have a huge range of life coaches around the world focused on helping people with different aspects and different things, all now adopting the goal mapping, many of them joining it onto something else that they coach or teach, and goal mapping becomes the effective application for them, because it is a requirement of all coaches and trainers to help people achieve their goals. The next step up from the goal mapping coach is the certified facilitator. And again, this can be done online. It builds on the coach training. We have an excellent platform and resource center of video and support materials, plus more Skyping with me or another qualified goal mapping practitioner to help you move from the coach level to running your own half-day workshops. And we have a number of businesses, schools and organizations, associations and groups around the world who have taken the goal mapping certified facilitator level so that they can share goal mapping and empower their group in a half-day workshop. As with the coach, many of them choosing to connect it to something else they teach. Sometimes a business practice such as sales training, management training, leadership training, customer care training, sometimes combining it with well-being or yoga or sports or health or fitness. It is a truly universal system for success. And for those that wish to go further, they come to the physical 3-day workshop, the Goal Mapping Practitioner, where over the 3 days we build on the coach training, the facilitator training, and help the person move to the level of full practitioner, where they can teach the complete 1-day workshop to a business, to a school, to a public group, or indeed to a network or anyone else that they choose. I've just completed the latest 3-day program here on the Isle of Wight. We had people coming from several countries and different walks of life, a university lecturer, a high school teacher, 2 business consultants, therapists of all kinds. And this program is for those people that are already established as a coach or a trainer or a speaker. We have some of the top people in the world now adopting the system, as well as a tool and a great way to start for those people that aspire to create for themselves a coaching business or a training career, or even establish themselves as a speaker around the world. Goal mapping is becoming so well known, and yet it is so far removed from my start in life. If you've been to any of my workshops, presentations, viewed any of my online material, then you'll know my story. I will keep it short this evening. I was born into a traveling family, and here on the screen is my grandfather and grandmother with my father as a young boy, my uncle and my aunt. For generations, I can trace my ancestry back in the traveling fun fair business. Here is my father's fun fair, and this picture was taken the year that I was born. And I grew up traveling around with the fun fair and also going to the Isle of Wight, which is where I am today. I'm sat at home here. And this is where my father eventually settled and established his tourist business with all of his fun fair amusements. But that only happened when I was 18, and every year growing up I would have 3 different homes, one with the travelling fairs, one here on the Isle of Wight for the summer months, and one at our winter base by London. And so lots of different schools each year, and I have dyslexia, so my education was very limited. And what was typical for children in the travelling community of my age was to leave school early. And as with most of my cousins and friends, I left school at 13 with no qualifications. And that is quite normal for the travelling community because it's a self-employed existence. And so education and particularly qualifications were not really prized in the community that I grew up in. I never learned to read and write properly because of my dyslexia. However, I did achieve some success working with the family business. I opened a disco at a very young age and did that for many years. But around about age 30, my life changed dramatically when tourism ended on the Isle of Wight as people started going to the Mediterranean for their holidays instead, with the beginning of affordable airfares in the late 1980s, early 90s. And the family business went out of business, and I found myself in a really difficult situation where I had no qualifications, I'd lost my income, I was in a great deal of debt, my home had been repossessed, I was unemployed, and really didn't know what I would do with no qualifications and a very limited ability to read and write. I was offered a job as a salesperson, which I really wasn't sure if I could do, and I didn't have a good picture of it in my mind, but it turned into a great blessing. I wasn't particularly successful in my sales at first. I was eventually, but at first it was a really difficult period. And the turning point for me came when I was introduced to the science of positive thinking at a personal development workshop that had been arranged by the sales company I joined. I really didn't want to go to the workshop, but it turned into the greatest thing in my life. And it really started with this single statement: whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And it's a paraphrase of something Henry Ford said more than 100 years ago. And I heard it many times, but I didn't understand that there was a science behind the saying. And it was really learning the science that become life-changing for me. And it is an integral part of the goal mapping workshop. This simple piece of science has become so popular with all of my coaching clients and corporate clients and schools that use goal mapping, because it explains something that's actually something that people know deep down but can't always put into words, and can be quite complicated to explain to another. Inside of your brain or my brain, we all have a great many brain cells. The estimate is you have 100 billion brain cells. Each one of your brain cells has a little wiggly tail to it in blue here, which is called an axon, and arms or branches that grow out in pink, and they're called dendrite. When you have a thought, the thought starts in the middle of the brain cell, the neuron, represented here by the little black dot. It travels out along the dendrite arms, and it wants to connect with another arm so that you can build up a train or pattern of thought. But there is a slight gap that separates all of the dendrite arms. It's called the synaptic gap. Now, here is the key point. If the thought you choose to think is positive, the positive impulse starts in the middle of the brain cell, it travels out along the arms, it stimulates a neurochemical from the end of the arm called serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical that gives you the feeling of happiness and well-being. It's the same chemical that's released if you take an antidepressant drug such as Prozac. But when you train your brain to think positively, you naturally release serotonin. And as well as giving you a good feeling, serotonin also acts as a conductor, like a glue. It joins the brain cells together. It allows your thought impulse to continue on its journey, and you build up this positive connection between the brain cells. It's this positive connection of brain cells that helps us to find answers to problems. It's this positive connection of brain cells that helps us birth new ideas. It's this process of activating more and more of our brain that helps us to achieve the thing that is so important for success in modern life, which is innovation. To be able to look at the existing situation and to see an improvement. I see so many people and organizations and groups wanting to see more innovation within their people and their group. And it's understanding this science of positive thinking and how we can use more of our brain that is so important to create the innovation mindset. As we activate more and more of our brain, we have more answers and ideas to overcome the difficulties we face. And through the release of the serotonin, we generate more motivation and enthusiasm. Therefore, if you're thinking you can, you probably will, because it releases the serotonin that forms the connections that helps you find answers to problems and also helps you find the courage, the confidence, the motivation to take a good step forward and move towards your goals and desires. The challenge is it's not always easy to hold on to a positive thought. And whenever we start to think negatively, the opposite starts to happen. Our negative thoughts about ourselves or our life or our situation stimulate a different chemical release into our brain and body, a chemical called cortisol. Cortisol is the chemical that gives us the feeling of sadness and depression. There are many medical papers written about this process, and you can go online and search them and read them. And you can also know the truth of what I'm saying from your own experience. If you focus your mind onto some happy memory from the past, maybe recently, maybe many years ago, or some happy thing that you believe is coming, as you focus on that happy thought, within a few moments, you'll trigger the release of serotonin into your system, and you'll start to feel happy right now. If you focus on something sad, either from the past or something you fear is coming in the future, then you trigger cortisol and you start to feel sad. Cortisol not only gives you the feeling of sadness and fear, but it's also a neuroinhibitor. It restricts the spread of your thoughts. And the more negative and fearful you become, the more your brain closes down, focuses on the problem looks bigger and bigger, and you become frozen in fear and robbed of any motivation. Plus, you don't see any answers or ideas, you just see the problem. It's by activating more of our brain that we help ourselves to move forward. The brain is in two basic halves, a left side and a right side. And while both sides of the brain can do all of the different things, and the latest area of brain science is called neuroplasticity, which shows how incredibly flexible the brain is. And when one area is damaged, through willpower or goal setting, often we stimulate another area of the brain to rewire itself and compensate for the damaged area. And this has been very documented over many years, particularly with people that suffer from strokes. And in the stroke, the left side of their brain is damaged and they're not able to speak anymore. But by setting the goal, holding the intention, using their free will, they often stimulate the other side of the brain to rewire itself, and they learn to speak through the right side of their brain. Generally, the left side of our brain is logical, uses words, thinks analytically, sequentially. The right side of our brain is the leadership brain. It has the gift of imagination and looks forwards. It thinks in pictures. It's intuitive, creative, free-flowing, and it's a side of the brain through which we access intuition. To be successful in modern life, with all of the many modern challenges we face in such a fast-changing world, it's really important we learn to use both sides of our brain. We lead with the right brain by creating a vision of where we wish to go, what we wish to do, and get in touch with the feelings of why we wish to do it. Then by activating our left brain, we're able to identify the plan we will need to follow, the strategy that we can form to help us move along a path towards the achievement of our desires. One set of qualities without the other is simply ineffective. Goal mapping helps people so extremely well to form the brain cell connections and maintain them so that they're able to activate more of their brain and find answers to problems. It was in learning to set goals that I was able to help myself overcome my learning problems, and at the age of 30, learn to read well. It became so incredibly fantastic for me to learn to read at age 30. I felt so good about overcoming my dyslexia. I wanted to read absolutely everything at first. I was like a child with a new toy. And thankfully, the trainer who was teaching me all of this information back in 1993 started to lend me his books on personal development. And I made the decision to focus my reading into learning more and more about the principles of success, and in particular, how we can influence ourselves through goal setting and positive thinking to be at our best. All of the different techniques that I learned, I started applying to my work, and my sales performance figures rose from the lowest in the team to the highest. Lots of my work colleagues and other people in life generally that could see the difference in me wanted to know what it was that I was doing to start to turn my life around from the very difficult situation I was in. And so I started making very simple, short presentations, first for my work colleagues and then for local people in my community, helping them to understand what I had discovered about the science of positive thinking and the absolute necessity of setting goals so that we maintain the positive connection between our brain cells. Goal mapping does this so particularly well because it uses this special balanced combination of words and pictures. The words help to activate the left side of our brain, and the imagery helps to activate the right side of our brain. And only by activating both sides of our brain do we really achieve the two crucial things when we set goals. Those two crucial things are to be clear about what it is you wish to achieve, and the words are vitally important for that, because with words we can be precise, we can measure, we can quantify, we can be accurate, we can be clear. The imagery is also vitally important when goal setting, because when we are setting goals, we need to command our subconscious mind, which works like our own personal autopilot, to move us towards the achievement of our goal. And our subconscious thinks in pictures. When you go to sleep at night, it is your conscious mind that actually sleeps. Your subconscious keeps working and is the part of your mind that produces dreams. Last year, I spoke in around 20 different countries, and wherever I go in the world and I teach goal mapping, I ask people this same question: do you dream in words or pictures? And the answer is always pictures. People may speak many different languages. They may have many different words to describe what it is they wish to achieve. But everybody dreams in pictures because pictures are the universal language of the subconscious. And if you want your subconscious mind to move you towards the achievement of your goals, it's vitally important that you put your goals in a language that your subconscious can understand. And this is imagery or pictures. It's for this reason that dream boards have become very popular in recent years, because the imagery in the dream board helps to command the subconscious, and then the subconscious moves you towards the achievement of your goals. Goal mapping takes this process to a higher level because of this unique combination of words and pictures helping to activate both sides of a brain. Once again, the words are there for our conscious clarity and the imagery to command our subconscious. The goal map is constructed from 7 steps, and as you move through these 7 steps, they create the different elements of the map. And so in the center, we have a main goal, and on either side of the main goal, we have secondary goals. These can all be from the same area of your life, or they can be from different areas of your life. Here on the map, and this is my main goal map of helping to lift 7 million lives, you can see that goal right in the center. And then on either side, I have goals from other areas where I intended for goal mapping to help people. And these are the areas where it's really serving. Health and fitness and well-being. We have some of the leading diet organizations now recommending goal mapping to help people to overcome obesity and to attain their natural weight and body shape. We have fitness clubs, we have fitness instructors, we have sports trainers, we have gyms and people in well-being from all areas now adopting goal mapping as the must-do technique to support their clients in achieving their goals. Whatever type of coach or trainer you are, it's an absolute priority to help your people achieve their desires and move towards their dreams. For many years, we've been running goal mapping in the community, helping both parents and children. And at the top left of the map, you can see the little icon there of the father, mother, child and baby receiving goal mapping. Just recently in London, I ran a family goal mapping workshop where we had nearly 200 people, 50 of those children and the rest adults, all creating goal maps for their future. And of course, corporates using goal mapping, not only presentations taking place from goal mapping practitioners around the world, but also organizations such as Microsoft and British Telecom sending their employees to be certified in the system so that they're self-sufficient. Goal mapping in schools gives me the greatest joy because I feel like I'm leaving a legacy when I help a group of children get in touch with their dream for the future. So many children let go of their dream, I believe, especially when they move into their teenage years and hormones are changing and they start to doubt themselves, and some perhaps under influence or pressure from others to do something practical rather than follow that thing in their heart that makes their heart sing. And so getting goal mapping into schools where it's being taught now on a regular basis throughout the UK and other countries, helping children all the way from primary school into secondary school where they're creating goal maps for the exams they wish to pursue to help them move into university, gain a higher education, aim for their highest level and into the career of their dreams. The top part of the goal map is why you wish to achieve the goals. And the most typical reasons are freedom, love, making a difference in the world, a sense of satisfaction, financial security. They are all emotional drivers because we are really not motivated by logic. We are motivated by emotion. With all of the steps in goal mapping, you're creating your intention in both words for your conscious understanding as well as imagery to command your subconscious. And then the next step is when, because it's only a goal if we put an achievement date. We have a start date, we have an achievement date. This helps us to form a timeline between our chosen start date and our achievement date. And then we need to think about how. What are the significant steps that we can take that will help us move towards the achievement of our goals? And in this map here, I'm showing the 3 main steps that I've pursued over the years, which is developing the support material. The goal mapping book is in many languages now, and the goal mapping workbook that supports people that want to teach goal mapping so that they can supply that book to their delegates is in many languages. We have it in Danish, we have it in Swedish, we have it in Finnish, we have it in Italian, it's in German, it's in French. And so regardless of where you are in the world, we can support you both with the PowerPoint presentations and the materials you need. Most excitedly for me is the new online program. We have thousands of people using it already, and the online program allows not only me but the other goal mapping coaches to share goal mapping around the world, assisting other people to create their goal maps, even if that's at a great distance. I'm making presentations every week. We have many goal mapping practitioner workshops running this year. My next one will be in Oslo on the 20th to the 22nd. And at the Goal Mapping Practitioner program, I'll be helping people to learn the goal mapping technique in depth so that they're able to move forward and to help people achieve the goals that they desire for themselves. We have now more than 100 goal mapping practitioners operating in Denmark, around 100 also in Norway, 35 in Sweden, and around 60 in Finland. But of course, it is such a small number given how universal this system is and how many people there are around the world looking for help now with goal mapping, as this technique becomes more and more recognized and more people look into it to help them achieve their goals. The 7 steps of goal mapping iterate between brain function. The first step is to engage your right brain by dreaming a little about what it is you wish to achieve. And then there may be many things you wish to achieve. And so the second step is to work out what is the priority goal for you. Which one thing from your wish list, once achieved, would most help you to achieve some of the other things that you desire in your life? You may want them all equally, but there will always be one thing that is key, that by achieving that one thing, it helps you to achieve the others in some way. Then step 3, start to create your map in both words and pictures so that you're activating both sides of your brain. And then step 4, why? What are your main motivating reasons? Sometimes in a business map, the reasons are more logical. And here on the screen, you can see a team map from Italy that was created by the tourist organization in Cavallese in the Trentino region of Italy, who have really adopted goal mapping. They use it on both a team and an individual basis, as well as now sharing it with other regions and into the local community. And step 5 of goal mapping, then when? You have a start date, as I said, which is at the very bottom of the map, and then an achievement date for the main goal, giving you a timeline onto which you can hang your actions. And these are up the right-hand side of the map, starting from the bottom with your earliest action, and then the others moving up in sequence, because the bottom half of a goal map acts as a mini planner. And so each action connected to the timeline, helping you to follow through towards the achievement of your main goal. The final step, step 7, is who. Whose help do you require or desire in order to achieve your goal? This can be a professional, such as someone that's going to teach you a new skill or qualification, or it can indeed be a resource or a institution you're going to attach to, or family or friends or anybody else that can support you in taking the actions to move towards your goal. One of the great benefits of goal mapping is that you capture all of this important information on a single page. These key aspects, our 7 steps here, are the critical parts of conscious achievement. Whatever it is you may wish to achieve, you need to go through these 7 steps of asking yourself, what is it? What's the priority? What does it look like? So I have a good vision of it, a good picture. Why do I want it? When? How am I going to do it? And whose help would I require? By guiding people through these 7 steps and helping them to create a goal map, they become clear about their intentions. They command their subconscious, and they have a succinct action plan, a record of their achievements and a series of steps that will move them along the path towards the achievement of their goal. Here on the screen is a goal map that I created in 2013 to help people throughout the Nordic part of the world. It's become so important for me visiting the Nordic countries. It really is my second home these days. I'm there at least once a month, and I'm so looking forward to coming to Oslo for the Goal Mapping Practitioner program next month in April. My recommendation to anyone who's interested in teaching goal mapping is to start by creating your own goal map if you've not already done so. And if you've created a map, my recommendation is go create another map with the main goal of you being a certified goal mapping practitioner and the difference that you would like to make in life with goal mapping. You can see here on my map, I'm helping people lift their head above the clouds. I'm helping innovation in business and enlightenment in school and empowerment of the people and equipping other teachers to train the goal mapping system. Create your own goal map, lift yourself, and in the process you'll also gain a greater level of understanding and clarity about how the system works and how you would like to teach this system to other people for them to improve their lives. You can either download the free templates and draw your map on paper, as I have done here. I'm just showing the pictures, not the Word version. Or you can go to the free online system and create your goal map there, where you can upload personal photos into your very own image library that stay private to you, or you can download pictures that you really like from the web and use those in your goal map if you're not someone that likes to draw by hand. My favorite is to use a combination of the two. Come to one of the workshops, either the life mapping workshop, which I'm running soon in Heathrow on the 5th of May, or to one of the goal mapping workshops, or indeed take the online workshop. We have an hour of free video that you can watch so that you get a feel of the workshop and know if it's something you would like to invest in more. And then for a very small price, you can upload the entire goal mapping workshop and download all of the goal mapping workbook pages so that you're able to sit the goal mapping workshop in the comfort of your own home and watch it again and again and again if you choose to, learning the content. And then in the certified goal mapping coach, through interaction with me and a support pack of material that you receive in the post, I'll help you to start teaching and coaching the program to others. When you're ready, you can take the next step and for another small investment, move up to the level of certified goal mapping facilitator and run your own half-day workshops. All of the support material is provided to you, and there is ongoing connection with me and the community of goal mapping trainers around the world. And at the highest level, the certified goal mapping practitioner for those people who want to teach the complete one-day workshop. For any people coming to the goal mapping practitioner, they get everything else automatically. They get the coach training so they can start their learning immediately. They get the facilitator pack and interaction with me so they deepen their understanding. And then when they come to the goal mapping practitioner program, they're able to receive a level of mastery with the technique. The practitioner program is an international license to teach goal mapping in business, in education, or in public. There is a full support pack of CDs, DVDs, manuals, workbooks, the goal mapping book, access to the highest level of the online program, and in addition, marketing materials so that you not only learn how to teach the one-day workshop, but you have the opportunity to market yourself. In addition to it being a program where you can teach it to others and earn an income, it is, of course, a deep personal development opportunity for yourself, where over the learning period, you are achieving a very high level of mastery with goal achievement for any area in your life. The practitioner program is a 3-day intensive, which is why many people start with the online program first as an initial step so that they have the foundation before moving into the full program. Once you have taken the very first step of coach, you're invited into the Lift Academy. This is the group of very heart-centered trainers and teachers around the world, all choosing to empower other people with goal mapping. And once you're in the group, it's a great support network. And so the next full practitioner program coming in Oslo on the 20th to the 22nd of April, and then another here in the UK on the 19th to the 21st of October. In addition, we will have another program coming in Finland. In the goal mapping workshop, you not only learn how to teach goal mapping, but you learn how to teach the science of positive thinking and the art of personal development. One of the reasons why goal mapping has become so incredibly popular with organizations and schools is because it teaches personal development in a very practical way. And the key points are summed up in this one slide from the PowerPoint presentation from the goal mapping workshop. Imagine that whatever you do in life is like a bicycle that you ride, and it represents your ability to function well at the thing you've chosen to do. The back wheel of the bicycle is your knowledge and skills, and this is vitally important for success, and this is what most businesses will teach internally and will be best at. The same as it's what we receive in most schools, learning associations, universities, is the combination of knowledge and skills. Sometimes we also receive people skills, so-called softer skills, listening skills, speaking skills, influencing skills. But of course, it's each of us that ride the bicycle every day. And what determines the level of power that we use to apply our knowledge and skill, or to engage in good, effective communication skills, is who we are being as a person. And in particular, three important qualities of character: drive, attitude, and confidence. We can regard this as mindset, and more organizations are now recruiting people based on mindset. I've just had a trainer attend the goal mapping practitioner program from one of the top recruitment organizations in the UK that has an international presence, and we were talking in the program about how many organizations are now recruiting people based on their mindset more than their knowledge and skill set. Mindset can be a difficult thing to teach, but goal mapping teaches it so amazingly well. And if you imagine that you are like a bicycle, you will know from your own experience in life that you need to be moving to stay balanced. Mentally and emotionally, we're each like a bicycle. We need to be moving towards a sense of direction, goal, and purpose in our life. And by being clear about our goals and by having a sense of purpose, it not only gives us a momentum in life to help us keep our balance, but it also helps us to develop greater levels of drive, attitude, and confidence. This is the real prize that we receive as we move towards the achievement of any goal. In the goal mapping workshop, we teach 7 principles of success. And together, these principles form the approach of personal development and self-improvement that is the science behind the goal mapping system. And you can teach these principles in a whole day workshop with the supporting workbook and PowerPoint, going through each principle in detail, or indeed just give an overview for a taster talk or a half-day workshop. On the training, I will help you understand how to live by and teach the principle of raising your awareness. Because the more you raise your awareness of what it is you desire and who you are as a person, the more you increase your effectiveness in life. The second principle is to develop possibility consciousness. This is vital when setting goals. It means to have an open mind and to consider all the possibilities. We live in a very fast changing world. And just because it may not have been possible for you to do something in the past, it doesn't automatically mean that it's not possible now or in the future. And so whenever we're setting goals, we start by raising our awareness of what it is we desire, and then making sure we have an open mind, and then checking to see if the goal will help us to have more balance in our life or less. The greater the balance we achieve in ourselves and our life, the more success we enjoy. When you are in balance, you are simply at your best. Life balance is a little bit like the bicycle. We need to be moving to achieve that life balance. And this brings the fourth principle, which is to develop a sense of purpose. because when we have a purpose, we have great power. And our purpose is like a path that we follow in life. And when you find your life purpose, which goal mapping helps so many people to do, you find your greatest power. And as you move along your path in life, setting goals to aim for, there will be many choices to make. And this brings the fifth principle, which is to develop your responsibility. Develop your ability to choose your response. The more we practice choosing our response, particularly about the difficult things in life, the more we grow our free will and increase our power. Probably the greatest thing we can choose is to hold a positive focus. By holding a positive focus on ourselves, we build our self-esteem and increase our self-confidence. By holding a positive focus on our life, we find answers to problems and solutions to the challenges we face. And then the seventh principle, involve to evolve. The more we are helping other people, the more we are working in collaboration, the more we are asking other people for support, the more that we are achieving. And goal mapping is such an all-encompassing system that allows for not only individual goals, but family goals, partnership goals, and of course, team goals. And so please do create your own goal map. It is such a simple thing to start with writing a list of the things you would wish to achieve, either by downloading the free templates or using the free online system, and then mapping out your goals into the templates, choosing a main goal from your list, and then choosing 4 more goals that go in the blue boxes either side. Remember, these can all be goals from different areas of your life, or they can all be from the same area of your life, or indeed just a single project. The uniting factor is always you. They are your goals. And then in step 3, start to create or use the online system to download the imagery that turns your written words into pictures, so that once again you're activating both sides of your brain. Then in step 4, why do you want your goals? And again, you're identifying that in words and pictures. Remember, these are your strong, emotional, motivating reasons. And then in step 5, when do you want to achieve your goals? What is the time frame? What are the actions you will need to take in step 6? Starting from the bottom, maybe arranging time, gaining a new qualification, or arranging investments, saving money on a regular basis. And then step 7, who? Sometimes the who will be you. It's yourself that's going to take the action. Sometimes the person that's going to help you with the action is going to be a professional, like a teacher to help you learn a new qualification, or a financial advisor helping you with your investment. Of course, once you've created your map, you can take any aspect of your map, break it down into more detail, and create more maps. So you're going into more and more detail. Here is a goal map from the senior team of Microsoft UK. And here another goal map from Coca-Cola in Greece, where more than 700 people created goal maps from the sales department. Here a goal map from Avanta, who are one of the leading suppliers in London of managed office space. And here a goal map again from Italian Tourism, and this is their team map. This is a goal map from myself, and it's the goal map I did for the release of the goal mapping book, which has been so super successful. I'm so very pleased that it's been translated into a number of languages. Somebody sent me a picture the other day of the German translation. It's in Italian. It's in many translations. And if I extend the detail of my goal map, it becomes a to-do list. And I always have my working goal map next to my to-do list, so that I can go into more and more detail about the actions to achieve my goals. If you wish to use the online system and watch the free video of the goal mapping workshop so that you get a sense of what it is that you will be learning and teaching to others, then please sign up and register now. I don't share the data with anyone. You will certainly not be bombarded by loads of marketing emails. I do send a daily inspirational quote to help people stay positive in mind with a quick link to their goal map, but you can turn these off easily if you don't wish to receive them. And then when you go into the online system, it will guide you through the process of watching the video from the workshop, and then on the online coach it will ask you questions about each of the sections. You will interact with me and then create your goal map. And if you're using the online system, it allows you to edit your goal map and of course to use the image library so that you can use either personal photos or clip art from the web, and you can use those images again and again because they're in your private folder. It's quick, it's simple, and it's very, very effective. The reason why goal mapping has gone around the world, reaching more than 4 million people, is because it works. I've told you my story. I came from a traveling family. I didn't learn to read until I was 30. To this day, I still have no qualifications, but I have won many awards, including national government awards. I won the National Training Awards in the United Kingdom, as well as Speaker of the Year, because of the effectiveness of goal mapping. The reason why big businesses use it and schools use it and people use it and the top speakers in the world like Anthony Robbins recommend it is because it works. It works for me, it works for others, it will work for you, and it will work for your clients. If you wish to engage in the goal mapping coach, it can start as soon as you are ready, and it will be my absolute pleasure to be your coach helping you on the journey. I've just finished coaching one group. There is a new group starting, but I do have room to coach a few more people. And then after that, it'll be some of the other practitioners that will be doing the coaching. And for those that are already in the coaching process and are reaching the end of their coach qualification and wish to move up to the certified facilitator level, again, it is my pleasure to work with you and help you to start teaching goal mapping in a group. And I look forward to being with those who are choosing to come to the full goal mapping practitioner. Once again, the very next practitioner in Oslo on the 20th of April. And so the essence of the goal mapping system is simply this: to think your best thoughts. The goal map really helps you to stay focused on your best thoughts, and by thinking your best thoughts, it triggers the chemical release that helps you to feel your best feelings. That leads you into taking your best actions, and you invariably then live your best life. So I hope you've enjoyed that webinar this evening, guiding you through the steps of goal mapping. Please do create your own goal map for teaching this amazing system. If you're a coach, a trainer, a therapist, a teacher, if you're someone looking to help others and you want the most effective goal setting system around, then here it is. And it will be my absolute pleasure to help you use this system, not only for your own success and achievement, but to help others along the way as well. My contact details can be found on my website, goalmapping.com. If you'd like to ask me any questions in private, it would be an absolute pleasure to answer you. We do have a special price on the Norwegian practitioner and a discount for anyone that would like to book, so long as you are booking before the 1st of April. And the coach program and facilitator levels you can start on at your own convenience at a time that is great for you. I wish you lots of love and blessings and all the things you're prepared to wish for yourself. I've got my goal map open here about lifting a lot of lives and supporting people throughout the world with this system. We have 7 new coaches starting in Delhi working with children in the slums, and I'm super excited that the goal mapping online and online coach is managing to help so many people around the world to live the life of their dreams. Thank you for listening. Wish you well.